Dr. Dre be the name, still running the game, still got it wrapped like a mummy.
I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught cause my beeper kept beeping. I was
Dre and Snoop hitting cumblers in the lag, with Doc in the back sipping on yak.
One man produced the soundtrack to multiple generations of hip-hop. He didn't just make beats, he built empires, launched careers, and turned Compton into a global brand. Dr. Dre is not just a rapper or a producer. He is the architect of modern hip-hop, and today, we're ranking every major artist he worked with to show exactly how he did it.
How did Dr. Dre get started? I was born a poor black kid in Compton.
Ultimate form of revenge for me is success.
Andre Romeo Young, aka Dr. Dre, was born on February 18, 1965, in Los Angeles, California, and grew up in Compton, California in the 1970s. His father left early, and the streets were rough. Both of his parents were singers before they separated. Music was in his blood from birth.
Yeah, I've been able to make money at my passion, which is the ultimate dream for everyone, right? To do what you love to do and make money at it and make a living at it and be able to not only take care of your family, but your friends and everybody that you care about. So that's my mission.
He started experimenting with sounds at home, learning how beats could be layered and how rhythm could shape a mood. This curiosity turned into an obsession, and it ultimately transformed music forever. Dr. Dre didn't just arrange tracks, he sculpted them, hearing what artists needed before they did. This talent helped build one of the most legendary rosters in music history. Let's break it down. C Tier, The Game. When West Coast hip-hop was on life support in the early 2000s, Dr. Dre stepped in and handpicked The Game to revive it. The documentary dropped in 2005 and was a reminder to the entire industry that the West Coast was still dangerous. Dr. Dre's fingerprints were all over tracks like Hate It or Love It and Dreams.
I watched the death of a dynasty, so I told Vibe magazine, working with Dr. Dre was I wanna know what's going on like I hear Marvin. No school books, they use that wood to build coffins. Whenever
the album went double platinum in its first week. The Game was raw and hungry, and Dr. Dre gave him the perfect vehicle. Their collaboration mattered because it proved that Dr. Dre's ear for talent hadn't dulled, and that he could still build stars from the ground up. The Game gets C tier not because the music was weak, but because the long-term partnership never fully developed the way Dr. Dre had hoped.
I get inspiration from all types of genres of music.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick is one of those artists that we call forever artists.
Compton to Compton. When Dr. Dre signed Kendrick Lamar to Aftermath in 2012, it felt like passing a torch. Kendrick was already a generational talent, but Dre's mentorship and co-production added a layer of sonic polish to his already complex lyricism.
Feel good. Dre, what's up? Doc Dre, what's up? Swiss, what's up?
Tracks like The Recipe and Don't Kill My Vibe showed a young artist finding his footing on the biggest stage possible.
High control, California living till I am old. We want to be on to peak on the chart so the peons can be gone and be on.
Kendrick would go on to become one of the greatest rappers alive, but at this point in their collaboration, Dre was more of an executive force than a full creative partner. C Tier reflects the early stage of what became a legendary mentorship, not the ceiling of what Kendrick became.
The only thing I can take credit for is opening the door for him, because he's done everything himself.
D Tier, Nate Dogg.
You know, as you know, Dre gave me my first record deal, so working with Dre from the first day is always a learning experience. He always teaches me something new when I'm in there, you know. Even to this day, it's always something like, damn, he could have told me that 10 years ago.
This is not about talent. Nate Dogg was one of the greatest hook singers in the history of rap music. That deep, smooth voice appeared on dozens of tracks and made each one better. His work on The Next Episode and Regulate alongside Warren G became instant classics.
Hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. Seen a car full of hold up. Hey, be thinking we soft, we don't.
But Nate's role in Dre's world was more supporting than central. He elevated tracks from the sidelines, which is still a massive contribution. His legacy in hip-hop is undeniable, and Dre knew how to use his voice better than almost anyone. D tier here simply means the direct collaborative output between the two was limited in scope, not in quality. Warren G.
He just, he was a big brother to me, and I looked up to him.
Warren G grew up with Dr. Dre as his stepbrother, connected through Dre's mother, marrying Warren's father. He played a key role in the early world-class Wrecking Crew and helped shape G-Funk. Regulate is one of hip-hop's most iconic tracks, but their creative paths diverged early. And while their family bond remained, their collaborations diminished over time.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets trying to consume some skirts for the...
Warren's sustained output with Dre puts him at D tier. B tier. 50 Cent.
50 Cent is the definition of fucking street hip hop. You know, if you're talking about hip hop and street, you should have fucking 50's picture on that.
In 2002, 50 Cent was already generating bugs with his mixtapes when Eminem and Dr. Dre both co-signed him. Eminem brought him to Los Angeles, where Dre got involved. That co-sign from both was enough to make the entire industry pay attention. Get Rich or Die Tryin' debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling 872,000 copies in its first week.
Give me a hug, getting rough. You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub, mama, I got what you need.
Dre's production on In the Club was surgical, with a simple, infectious piano loop over a thundering 808 that dominated radio for months. 21 Questions showed a different side of 50, softer but still sharp.
If I was down, would you say things to make me smile? I treat you how you want to be treated, just teach me how.
Dr. Dre knew exactly how to frame 50 Cent for maximum commercial impact without stripping away his street credibility, a balance Dre executed perfectly. Eminem.
The only person that I ever heard on a demo tape that I really liked and with in the studio was Eminem. Everything else is word of mouth. It's exactly what you said. Oh, you gotta hear this guy. Hey.
In 1997, Eminem placed second at the Rap Olympics in Los Angeles. Interscope intern Dean Geislinger passed his Slim Shady EP to CEO Jimmy Levine, who played it for Dre in Levine's garage. Dre signed Eminem to Aftermath and produced the Slim Shady LP. My Name Is introduced Eminem, and Forgot About Dre reminded everyone Dre was still a force.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. Act like they forgot about Dre. Come here, lady, shady, wait a minute, that's my girl, dawg. I don't give a damn, Dre sent me to take the world off.
Their chemistry was undeniable, and Eminem sold over 150 million records worldwide, with Dre's support being key. A tier. Tupac. In 1995, Tupac Shakur, fresh out of prison thanks to Suge Knight's bail, signed to Death Row. Dre, already shaping Death Row's sound, and Tupac's intensity created a legendary partnership. California Love became an instant classic, blending Roger Troutman's talk box with heavy bass and Tupac's powerful delivery. Two of America's Most Wanted saw Snoop and Tupac unite, showcasing two giants. Their collaboration was short-lived, but their impact was undeniable, propelling Tupac into mainstream dominance. Snoop Dogg.
I've done it with Kendrick and Eminem, and those are my brothers, but something about the synergy that me and Snoop have is really interesting.
There's no Dr. Dre without Snoop Dogg, and vice versa. In 1992, Dre needed a voice to complement G-Funk. Snoop's smooth, melodic flow was the perfect fit. Nothing But a G-Thing became iconic, and Gin and Juice made Snoop a star.
And that's realer than real deal, Holyfield. And now you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Later on that day, my homie Dr. Dre came through with a gang of Tangeray.
Doggy Style, entirely produced by Dre, sold 806,000 copies in its first week, a record for a debuting artist at the time. Their synergy was personal as much as musical. Dre shaped Snoop's tone and delivery, while Snoop brought Dre's beats to life. This is one of hip-hop's greatest producer-artist collaborations. S tier. N.W.A. Everything Starts Here. In 1987, a group of young black men from Compton decided to tell their truth through music. Ice Cube wrote, MC Ren brought ferocity, Eazy-E had the vision, DJ Yellow was in the booth, Arabian Prince was a founding member, and Dr. Dre made it all sound like nothing anyone had ever heard before. Straight Outta Compton dropped in 1988 on a $12,000 budget. There were no major label resources, no radio support, no mainstream promotion.
Easy as his name and the boys coming.
Straight out of Compton is a brother that'll smother your mother.
The FBI sent a letter to Ruthless Records and its distributor, Priority Records, warning about the content of The Police.
They put out my picture with silence, cause my identity by itself causes violence.
Radio stations refused to play it. That resistance made the album more powerful. People wanted to know what was so dangerous about this music that the government was paying attention to it.
You are projecting a feeling, and you have that power to make you feel a certain way. And it's music. It's music, and no other form of art can do it the way music does. Not books, not movies, not paintings or anything like that.
What Dre built on that record was extraordinary. Hard, aggressive drums, samples flipped into something menacing and propulsive. Production that felt confrontational, like the music itself was daring you to listen. He was not just making beats for rappers, he was constructing a sonic world that matched the raw reality the lyrics described. Express Yourself showed a different side of Dre. Soulful, sample-heavy, lyrically grounded. He refused to use drugs on that track, taking a stand that set him apart from the trend of that era.
Don't flow like this one. You know what? I won't hesitate to diss one or two before I'm through, so don't try to.
N.W.A. was not just a group. They were proof that hip-hop could be political, dangerous, and commercially explosive at the same time. They sold over 9 million copies of Straight Outta Compton without meaningful radio play. They did it through word of mouth, through controversy, through the sheer weight of music that felt honest. After N.W.A. fractured due to business disputes and personal tensions, Dr. Dre took everything he had learned and poured it into The Chronic in 1992. That album introduced G-Funk to the world. Warm synthesizers, deep bass lines, slow tempos, a sound so seductive and smooth it felt like California itself. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and changed the direction of hip-hop entirely. Then came Aftermath Entertainment in 1996. Dre started building again. He signed Eminem. He nurtured 50 Cent. He mentored Kendrick Lamar. He co-founded Beats by Dre, a headphone company that Apple acquired in 2014 for $3 billion. A kid from Compton became a billionaire through beats, business, and an uncompromising standard of quality. In 2021, he suffered a brain aneurysm and survived. In 2022, he stood on the Super Bowl halftime stage with Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent, a reunion of everyone he helped build. A living monument to what one producer's vision can create. Every tier on this list exists because of what started in Compton in 1986. N.W.A. is not just S tier in Dre's career. They are the foundation everything else was built on.